But the point is that the emphasis that I have placed upon exegesis, I don't know why this is, by the way, but I can count on one hand the active apologists that I know of that can open a Greek text and read it. And I don't understand that. You've heard me say it millions of times before when people ask me, what were the two classes that you took? History, what were the classes, whatever classes that you took in college and seminary that have been the most helpful to you in apologetics? I always have the same answers: Greek and church history.
Church history, yeah. And
Greek and church history.
I still remember that.
Yeah, the ability to engage the original languages. Of course, I've taught Hebrew too, but Greek is primarily where the apologetic issues are. And then church history, because we need to know where we came from. And a lot of modern evangelicals, we're Reformed Baptists. And so, we already know about the Puritans and things like that. We've at least got the connections back to the Reformation, but hey, the Reformation was still 3/4 of the way through church history. And so we need to understand what was going on in the primitive church and things like that. I'm teaching a church history class right now for some dear brothers in a church in Germany via Zoom, obviously, even though I used to visit them every year. Can't do it anymore, but I'm teaching church history for them. And we're stuck in the second century. We've been there for weeks. We're not, at the rate we're going, we're not going to finish church history before church history finishes us. But
yeah,
but that, having that background is what really can provide you not only with confidence, but the ability to engage broad view issues in regards to the truth of the faith. Because when someone throws something out, hey, what you believe today, nobody near the church believed. That's a real conversation stopper, And so that's not going to stop me, because then, okay, what do you mean? And because then we can go to the various texts where that actually was taught. But most of us don't know much about those early centuries, and that can be a negative, really can be. So I'm not sure how I got onto all that, but you mentioned exegesis, and I think any apologetic answer that we give, the interpretive methodology you use to answer a question asked by a Jehovah's Witness should not be different than the interpretive methodology you use to answer a question asked by a brother or sister at church about a completely non-apologetic issue. Should be the same thing. You should not have two different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
That to me